Hi, I'm MinuteLearning. Why would people want to live in Grise Fiord Canada, where the average temperature per year is minus 16.5 degrees centigrade, 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was named by the Inuits as the place that never thaws? Well, as it turns out, they didn't want to live there at all. Let's find out why on today's episode of Weird History. 129 people currently live in the Inuit hamlet of Grise Fiord on Ellsmere Island. The hamlet is the most northern civilian settlement in Canada, lies 720 miles north of the Arctic Circle, and is one of the coldest places on Earth. Which makes you wonder why any residents would actually want to live there. But this is where Grise Fiord's history gets weird, because they were actually tricked into living there. Let me set the scene. It is 1953, and the Canadian government have a desire to assert sovereignty in the Arctic Circle because of the Cold War. Ironic name for a war, I know. 8 Inuit families were convinced to relocate there, and they were promised buildings to live in, and lots of familiar game to hunt. However, when they got there were no buildings and no familiar wildlife. The Canadian government promised them, however, that after a year, if they didn't like it, they could return home. Sounds fair, right? Nope, because the offer was then withdrawn, and the Canadian government forced them to stay because they didn't want to lose sovereignty in the Arctic Circle. Fortunately, the residents learned to hunt beluga whales on an area of over 18,000 kilometres squared each year. In 1993, a full 40 years after the residents were tricked to stay there, the Canadian government held a review of the relocation and decided to pay 10 million Canadian dollars to the surviving families as a form of recompense. They also gave a formal apology in 2010. I mean, it's over half a century later, but better late than never, right? Bonus fact. There is now a statue designed by Luti Pajamani in 2010 to commemorate the relocation. As you can see, it shows a sad-looking woman, a young boy, and a husky dog. So there you go. You now know the cold-heartedness of the 1950s Canadian government. Join me next time for more weird history. And to make sure this video doesn't get a frosty reception, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.